Hi guys, ArchieLuxury on the Pluta channel. Today guys, I'm doing paid review 21QA75. This is for Now before we start, let's do a quick customary wristwatch check. What am I wearing? Rolex Explorer 2. Rolex Explorer 2. Love the watch. About to be changed, we don't know. Let's see what happens. Hey Arch, love the show and keep it up. I'm sending you $50 and would appreciate your view and advice on the collection and where you think it can go from here. To give you some context, I'm 40 years old and I'm in professional services. More often so than not, at least BC, before COVID, I'm usually in a suit. I have been a watch enthusiast for around 15 years and consider myself a Panaristi. That's a Panerai fan. The collection, starting off with my Vacher and Constantine Overseas. Second generation with a grand date. Starting off with my, second generation, oh yeah, with the grand date. Yeah, of course, I got the date at 12. What a beauty. I bought to celebrate a major milestone in my career, the sheer beauty of that one. It was my grail watch for a very long time. In my opinion, it's the most gorgeous steel sports chronograph in the business, hands down. It's old money and they are very understated. Takes a true enthusiast to recognize it, and I like that. The added bonus is that it works really well on a suit as well. Next comes my Royal Oak Offshore Chrono Black Themes. I always lusted for it, and when I bought it and slapped it on the wrist, I actually hated it at first. It was simply massive. But this Terminator of a watch grew on me, and before long it was morphed into being my almost... Oh, thank you, Google. Thank you, Google. Goodbye. It morphed into being really almost daily driver. I opted for a Rue as the Royal Oak is overpriced, and honestly with the VC in the collection that pretty comes close in terms of look and feel, and I wanted something in that same league but different, hence the Rue Royal Oak Offshore. Big monster. Okie dokie. Then we go the Batman. I got into Rolex pretty late. I always thought it's the kind of watch that anyone with 10,000 US in their pocket would want, and I like being unique. P.S. Long gone the days where 10,000 can actually buy you a good Rolex. Oh, you can get a Z Blue, or you can get an Air King. But I tried the BLNER and simply had to have it. I love it, and it's unique in its own right, I gotta admit. My corporate warrior, the Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso 8-day grand date. I actually bought it after watching a number of your videos. Admittedly not my favorite watch, but there is just something that is so je ne sais pas quoi about it that I love. It's pure class, and not everyone would know what it's really all about. The dynamic duo, my PAM 118 and 183, the brand hasn't been getting love for a while. I know, and I offloaded Panerai in my collection to make room for other acquisitions, but I couldn't see myself letting go of these two. The 118 is pretty rarish, with only 4,200 ever made, and the tobacco dial is sexy. Which one? Oh, that one. Yeah, cool. And the 183, I mean, what Panarista wouldn't have one in their collection? Full disclosure, I rock those babies on a suit with a straight face. Your truly doesn't give a fike. Having said that, lately they haven't been getting wrist time. No, any analog, it's not 1996. Any analog watch is a dress watch. Yes. As long as it's not on Apple, I don't care. The trusted Seiko SKX. Now, I'm not a fan of Seiko in general, but there's something about the bezel that makes me smile. I love it. It's the beta in the collection. And then he's got And he's got an Ebel. Ooh, Ebel. 1911 BTR GMT. Yeah, it ain't no Rolex or Omega, but surprisingly, it ain't half bad piece of horology. I think the BTR was the model that capitulated Ebel back on the scene. It was my graduation parents from my parents. Oh, sorry for unfounded misconceptions. And therefore has a ton of sentimental value, albeit it doesn't get any wrist time. Yeah, that's actually, the Ebel is kind of cool, kind of cool. Where do you think the collection should go from here? Note, I'm not a big fan of smaller watches. 37mm looks odd on my wrist. Here, there are a few watches I like, for example, the big Papi Patek World Timer, a Lange & Son, Lange 1, the Sky Dweller. What are your thoughts? Any acquisitions will most likely not happen immediately, as there are other priorities, and the plan is to add another heavy hitter in the next year or two. Regards, and keep the great channel. So what do I think there? I gotta tell you, what a beautiful collection. Absolutely, I absolutely love this collection. What a beautiful, looking at this photo, oh my God, it is absolutely beautiful. It is gorgeous. How could you not love this collection? And I mean, 6 in the box. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's okay, because you got 6 decent and 1 decent on the wrist. I actually quite like this collection here. Yeah. What do I think? What do I think? What do I think? I would say to you, take that silly plastic stuff off the cushions, okay? Put these watches on the cushions. The PAMs, I like the fact you've got a Luminar and you got a Radiomir. I like the two contrasting the way they do the crown. So I gotta say that is actually pretty damn sexy. Yes, I like it. I like those two PAMs. They're I like my PAMs to be basic, manual wind, preferably, and also I don't want GMT, I don't want chronographs. I just want simple dive type PAMs. And I love the seconds at 9. That's kind of a trademark on PAM. So both of yours, I'm not a big PAM expert, but they rock in this collection. The Reverso Grand Date, man, that is just high horology. That is a beautiful 2-disc date, 8-day power reserve, double barrel power reserve. It's a gorgeous, I love mine. You're right, it may not be the most favorite in the collection, but you've got some stunners. So that is cool. The Batman! No. What a cool watch. The Batman is really, really, really cool. The Batman is really, 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 really cool. Absolutely love it. Every man's got to have a Rolex. Then you've got the Rue. The Rue is a monster, and I agree, it is actually pretty damn nice. The black themes. And then you got the VC. I actually love the second generation more than the third. Prices on the second have unfortunately fallen a fair bit. Well, they're actually on the rise again. I think that is the most beautiful. I'm sorry. People like the newest, but I love the second generation, especially with that date at the 12. So I got to be totally honest with you. I completely get it. I understand your collection. You're 40 years old. Man, that is a beautiful, 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 beautiful collection. Absolutely beautiful. I cannot praise this collection enough. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I don't mind the Seiko, the SKX. I don't mind the vintage Omega there. Did you just say anything about that? But look, it's and I like the Ebel was a present. I mean, look, Ebel's not in the same league. I mean, Rolex is damn expensive. Ebel is actually decent. It's decent. They share a lot of intellectual property with Cartier. Did you know that? They actually make some decent stuff. I wouldn't buy one. I mean, come on. I'm not. But it is actually I don't. I wouldn't buy one. I wouldn't buy one, but I'm not gonna criticize it. So, what do I think? I think you got a great collection. Now, as far as what do you think of the collection? Okay, so you're asking me the question. You appreciate your views and advice on the collection, where you think it should. So, I think it's a beautiful, absolutely beautiful, beautiful collection. Beautiful. Where do you think the collection should go from here? Okay. I would say to you, I got to be totally honest. I think you've already got heavy hitters. I mean, you got the Vacheron, you got the AP, and you got the Reverso. You know, that's quite a nice piece. I don't know if you need to add fancy wancy, high end, ridiculous sort of stuff. I would add more Rolex. Okay, I would add more Rolex. I think we need a Rolex. I would add a Rolex sub. We need a Submariner. Submariner. That's what we need. We need a sub. Sorry, we need a sub. We need a sub. We need a Submariner. We need a Submariner. We do need a Submariner. We need a Submariner. I think we also need a Z blue, because we need to add a wind and wear. We want a wind and wear. And the Z blue's got the poly center links. I think you're a blue guy because you love your Batman. That means you love blue. You wear blue shirts. Get a Z blue. Okay. And here's one for you. I'd add another Pam. Add a California dial. There you go. Add a California. I'd add a California dial. Because I think you're a Panaristi. Add another Pam. 36 looks odd. Lange 1. Sky Dweller. Okay, what do I think? You know what? I reckon you should add a Patek Philippe. A Patek Philippe. I would add a 5196G. White gold. Because these are all white metals, I'd add a 5196G. I know it's 37 mils, but it wears like a 38.25. Okay? Please try it on. The Lange, the big world time. Actually, the world time would be amazing too. That model is a 5130. You'd have to add white gold with this collection. 5130G. Lange 1. Yeah, get the bigger, get the grand Lange 1. Sky Dweller, nah, I don't think you need a Sky Dweller. I would add a sub and a Z Blue, okay? I don't think you need the Sky Dweller. What are your thoughts? Any acquisitions will not happen immediately as there are other priorities. And the plan is to add, okay, so I really think myself, collections are a work in progress. We don't have to race out and just get it straight away. I would take my time. I don't think you need to add anything. It's a beautiful collection. I'd probably add a subby, as I said, Submariner, a Z Blue Milgauss, and a Pam California dial. There's a few different references there, but I'd be adding a California dial. That's what I would definitely be doing. That's what I'd be doing. Patek, I think Patek would be great, but you've already got some heavy hitters there, so add a bit more Rolex. Rolex is kind of great foundation work. You can't go wrong with Rolex. So that'd be my recommendation. I'm not trying to say that what you're doing is terrible, because you've got some really cool pieces. I would say to you, great collection, very expensive. You've got a lot of money invested here, so I would be very content with what you got. I really would. I think you got beautiful pieces. Just a great collection. I don't think, honestly, add the Rolex. I think spend less. Add Rolex and a California dial. That's what you love. It's like having a home-cooked meal or going for pumpkin soup. I know it's what babies eat, but it's just wholesome goodness. You don't have to be fancy-wancy. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my view. Great collection. I love it. Guys, put some comments below. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. And guys, I can't survive on Google Ads. I need paid reviews like this to keep me full time. Without your support, I would sink. I would sink. Please help us out. Get a paid review. It really helps me. Without your support, what am I supposed to do? Guys, another way you can help me is on Patreon. Patreon allows you to sponsor $1 a month, whatever you want, and I try and keep a conversation going with my Patreon audience. Guys, I want to thank you. Thank you for watching the vid. Thank you. Thank you. And please, if you haven't done a paid review, get one done now. I'm running a bit thin, and I'd like to review your watches. Okay, I will see you in the next one. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, and who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia. Check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the Pontiff goes. You know, some of my Pateks came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.